I don't even want to know.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everybody this evening?
I'll not be able to hear you if you talk like that all the way through.
I know, I've got to talk quiet. These kids are in bed.
Just me and the kid.
It is.
Oh, hey, on.
Good
Penny,
evening,
yo.
good evening, Penny, Yolanda, Anne. How are you all? I hope you're well.
Can you cut my Chesterfield scarf out?
Oh, I've took it out, haven't I? Do you know?
We're okay, Anne, thank you.
We are.
He says. I've got, for those that don't know, members will know, but others won't. I've got a CT scan on Christmas Day. Should be nice.
Christmas Day, 10:30. Hey, Jules. Hey,
11.
Beth.
Quarter to 12, sorry.
Hey, beautiful Carol.
Let's just turned up for that, actually.
No, it hasn't. But yeah, Christmas morning, John's got an appointment at the Northern General Hospital at 11:30. So that is going to be real late fun and games.
No, not tonight, Emily. I think that'll be maybe Thursday night. I don't know. When did you last do it?
We've got kids next.
We've got kids
Thursday.
Friday or Saturday?
Saturday's Christmas Eve.
No, Friday's Christmas Eve. Saturday's Christmas Day. I don't know when.
I'll do them one night in week, I think. I'll look at doing them one night in week.
We've got tomorrow night.
I know, I'm on about next week after Christmas and Boxing Day. I might do a Monday night. I might do readings. I'll put a post on the page. So please make sure everybody subscribe to the page. So then you get notifications when we're live. Follow. Evening, Diane. My husband has a scan Christmas morning at 10. Oh, wow.
Is it Hallamshire?
I hope is it Northern?
Is it Northern? I'm meeting
what
to have a coffee.
To have to go. Oh, honestly, Beth, it's a nightmare. I never even thought they'd be open on Christmas Day. So, no, Jules, we never even knew that Christmas Day would be an appointment time. But they got 11:30.
11:30, 3 o'clock or 6:30 at night.
So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything comes back as we think it's going to, and it's just going to show the scarring from the pneumonia, I think. Yeah, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So who enjoyed the members today? We did talk on exorcism. Yeah. Which I thought that was really interesting.
I might be able to meet him for a coffee. So
awful. No, Birmingham. It was so awful. When you were reading, hey Jean, I forgot to phone you today, Jean.
Forgot to phone you today.
I did. I said I'd message you this morning, and I've just seen a name now, and that's reminded me.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you. Your own Beth. But yes. So, what we got planned for the rest of this week? Tomorrow. What day is it tomorrow? Thursday. Wednesday tomorrow. Ooh. Do I do some tarots?
Morning, Steve.
Morning, Steve. Yes, the exorcism talk was very interesting. I think it were amazing. I love it. Do you know, I love that we're doing, obviously we're doing the ghost hunting, but to look at the paranormal as a wider field and start talking about all different, we'll be on Friday all day. No worries, Jean.
Do you know?
The one on
from 5 to 11, there's showers tomorrow night.
Yeah, but we're all right. We're meeting in the afternoon.
I know.
Oh, well, we'll have a look. We'll see how weather goes. So, hey, paranormal activities. I hope you're well and have a good Christmas yourself. Penny, the members it's on Facebook. So you have to subscribe through Facebook through page. I think it says support or subscribe. Supporters. You click on supporters link on Facebook and it takes you across into a group, and then there's another link in that group to get onto members.
If I go on page, I don't think it'll show me the support button.
No.
No.
No, you don't, because you're page holder. So I'm going to be looking. You are on YouTube as well. Yeah, but on the membership on YouTube, we don't actually do any lives on that at the minute. We only do lives on Facebook at the minute. So the one on YouTube, Jean, we don't really do any lives yet. We can't link them both up at the minute. So as soon as we can link them all up, we can go live on them both. Yes. So all Christmas shopping is done. We went and did his Christmas food shopping yesterday. Oh my God.
I didn't.
Talk about it. I went with Jordan and I've never known no like it. It was bloody horrendous. Anybody would think we'll be starved.
On this page, you've got a exclusive part on page for subscribers, no exclusive post yet.
No, I didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
You have to work out how to post then. Penny, I hope you can relax on Christmas Day. I hope you can. I hope everybody can relax on Christmas Day. So, what we got coming up? Let's think. Christmas Eve, we are going to be live, just doing a general chit chat like we did last year. And I may have a tipple. John can't because he's got to drive the next morning, but I may have a tipple while we're online. I meant tonight. Hi everyone. Yeah, Jean's on YouTube tonight. I'll look at doing some pendulum work on members tomorrow, and I may do some ITC with pendulum tomorrow night on me. But I'll see, because I like you to come on with me.
Yeah. And we're going in tomorrow, Jules.
Yeah, we're going to meet tomorrow for a coffee around 12 o'clock. So if anybody's in Chesney,
in town.
Hey Charles.
Is anyone's going to town?
Thank you,
tomorrow,
Charles.
about 12 o'clock-ish. We'll be there for
if anybody's in Chesterfield, around 12-ish, we're going to be there, so you can come and have a coffee with us.
We won't buy you one, but no, we might. Depends who we are. Buy Jules one.
Hey, dear. So Christmas Eve, we're going to come on, and I'm going to have my Christmas hat on. I ain't got a Christmas suit though.
I've got a birthday suit.
I've got a birthday suit, but I don't think you'd want to see me in my birthday suit. Even I don't like to see myself in my birthday suit. But we will come on and we will be a little bit sparkly for Christmas. Sorry, I'll be food shopping. Otherwise, I would join you. Well, you could wear the dressing gown. I've got the all-in-one. So I can wear but we're going to have that window wide open, because I'll go in a puddle because it's so warm. It's extremely warm in this room. Then hopefully Christmas Day last year, we actually went out went out and did an investigation in daytime. We did a walk round, didn't we? If you remember. We're not going to be able to do that, but Boxing Day, I know we're going round to Yo-Yo's, but if we've got nice weather on Boxing Day, we can have a look at going somewhere for a walk. We're Yo-Yoing afternoon, and we'll go and find a place to go around and share the history with it, if everybody's up for that on Boxing Day. New Year's Eve, we will be live for an hour or two, just to come on and wish everybody happy New Year. I've got to dye the son's hair, Sports Direct, and get some veg and turkey crowns tomorrow. We got beef. We're not having turkey this year.
Should I dye my hair?
I wanted to dye John's hair, and he won't let me dye it. If I dyed it, what colour should I dye John's hair?
No, they'll tell you all sorts of silly colours.
I'll just dye it black.
I don't mind them wash out ones, but I can't.
They won't wash out. Trust me, your hair is that light that it's just going to stick to it.
Well, I can't have
So-
it dyed because I can't have it cut.
What about blue?
I can't have it, no, because I can't have it cut out, can I? Because that'll make my hair really short to have it cut out again. No.
Do you just call me a knob live on air?
Brunettes. I'd make a nice brunette. My hair used to be black.
Brunette.
Well, really dark
I'm
brown.
completely grey. Eye
Green.
looks lovely though, your hair, Jean. I saw a picture of the day. It's beautiful. Not blue.
It looked like a blue rinse.
Welcome to Grandad Club.
Surely should have blue rinse, not me.
No, I have pink. I like pink rings, baby. I might put a bit of pink in my hair. We'll see. I might get one of them spray cans and just spray his hair and see how it goes afterwards.
I might go one of them sledgehammers and just whack your head with it.
Do you know, he's so loving towards me now. So if we were going to work with one of the dolls for a pendulum session, I like the salt and pepper. I do, and I like the salt and pepper he's got.
There's not much pepper left. It's mostly salt. You've only got a sprinkling of pepper.
Which doll would you want to see me doing some pendulum work with? Would it be the Mary doll?
I'll tell you what.
You have to choose a doll.
If Chesterfield beat Chelsea, I'll have it blue.
All right. Deal.
No deal.
I've got 2 boxes of brunette temporary colour. Here, John, if you want. He's got mousy hair, but he thinks it's ginger. I've said it's not like ginger. Mine's ginger. So he wants it brown, of course. His dad says, you can, son, twat. Oh, dear. So I've been speaking with a lovely gentleman today. And
You spoke to him longer than she speaks to me.
and if you're watching, Kev, hey. And I've had a really good conversation this afternoon. Also, we're going to look at some more locations in Chesterfield. Kev's going to have a look round and see if he can see any that we can get into. So that's going to be really good. Can I just ask everybody if they could please put some purple hearts in chat just for healing for those that need this healing, especially coming up to Christmas time. Like I said yesterday, everybody enjoys Christmas, but not everybody has a good Christmas, if you know what I mean. So if everybody could put some purple hearts in for me. We've also got, there's a lady, I'm not going to say a name, but she's just had a bereavement, and the purple hearts would mean so much for her. There's other people I've spoke to that have lost loved ones this week. So if you wouldn't mind putting some purple hearts in chat for me, it'd be muchly appreciated for the healing. John will do a candle in a bit and light a candle, and we'll just leave candle to burn. So thank you very much to those that are sharing the purple hearts. It really means
real
a lot.
Candles, aren't they?
No, they're not real candles. They're nice candles, but they're not real candles. So has anybody got any questions or anything we're going to talk about tonight? You guys can choose the topic, because next Tuesday is going to be absolutely amazing for next week, because I've read it all.
I know you've read it all, but we could read about them 9 exorcisms if you wanted.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be having a lonely Christmas. Oh, war dog. Well, hopefully you'll join us online, and you can we can keep you company, Jamie. I know it's not the same as having people around, but at least you're not going to be on your own in that sense, if that makes a little bit of sense. Who wants to? I mean, I know members have heard these this afternoon, but who would like to hear the 9 stories of some exorcisms that have been done? Some you'll know,
Got a purple candle.
some you might not know. That'll do for healing. Some you might not know, but yeah, if you want to hear these, the rest you'd have to go on members and watch, but we can read these 9 here. Does the spirit of a serial killer potentially have a stronger presence than the victims at the murder site? Hey, Deb's happy Christmas. A serial killer's energy would be different to a victim's at the site of the murder anyway. Whether it'd be stronger, I wouldn't say so. I think it depends on the personality of the victim and I suppose how angry they are on the fact that somebody's just took their life, if that makes sense. So what do you think to that? Does a spirit of a serial killer potentially have a stronger presence than the victim at a murder site? I don't know. I don't think it would. I think it'd have a different, energy.
If it's a serial killer, he's killed many people. So it might be at different sites. So at the actual site where the death happened, I would have thought
it might not be strongest there. It could be linked to all different places that he's done it.
He might visit all different places he's done
John
it.
P.
If he has no remorse, or he might be forced to visit each place as a punishment. I don't know.
Could be.
But I would have thought that the victim's energy would have been stronger.
Yeah, only because it'd be surrounded by the light, or the positive energy as such from loved ones that would have come in.
Well, it'd be traumatic, wouldn't it?
Definitely. Well,
it'd be traumatic for them. So it's obviously the imprint of them would be.
If you want to hear these stories, you're going to have to pop yes, please in chat, so we can read you some of these stories, so I know to read them or not.
Next year.
Why?
See if there's lighter on top of there. There's a great mess in there, though.
I think it's downstairs. Oh, it's here. No, it's not.
No, it's green. Same colour as that one you said were Dan's. That's where I thought it was mine.
No, that was yours downstairs. I put it safe. I don't know where I put it. You'll have to light it in a bit.
I'll have to light it in a bit.
There's no candle. No candle, no lighter. Hey, Carol, how are you? And he potentially died in prison, so his place of death wouldn't be the same place. Well, yeah, exactly, Steve. So for me, they say that I've heard people talking about when people go to prison, especially evening, Laura, especially your serial killers and people that have took other people's life, paedophiles, everything. They all go to prison. And somebody's theory was why prisons are so haunted is because the energies that are there that have done these horrific crimes are scared to actually, once they cross over, they because the negative energy is surrounding them, they're actually scared to leave the place because of where their energy is going to go, if that makes sense. But I heard somebody talking about that on one of chats that I was watching. Hey, Gillian. So for me, I think that's quite an interesting fact to it, because if they know they've done wrong, which they going to, once you cross over, they say your life flashes,
Jack
don't
the Ripper,
it?
for example.
Oh, Carol, sending you healing sweets.
He had so many victims, didn't he?
Yeah.
And they're all in Whitechapel, but they're all in different areas of Whitechapel. So the victim, I would have thought, would have been stronger in the particular area where the murder actually happened.
Just interesting to me, as I've just watched the paranormal investigation of the Gein farm in the States. Ed Gein was a horrific serial killer. He was. I've seen him.
And that was his home, weren't it, where it happened? So,
yeah. So his energy might be
stronger there.
Because actually the murders took place on the farm, didn't they, on where he lived. So, hey, up, Duck. Death execution chambers would be interesting. They certainly would. I don't know if is there anywhere in England that's got like death chambers as such.
Only we used to hang people, didn't we?
Is that it? We've only got the hanging. So yeah.
I think they used the guillotine for a little while, but no.
Yeah. It was interesting as his mother was actually one of the strongest. Really? Was his mother's energy a positive energy, Steve, when it come through? Or was she Was she protective over him? Did she know what he'd done? How did it play out? So, Carol's put yes to reading these things out. So, do you want to read them? Because I read them. Or you read one, I'll read one.
Okay. So these are all about exorcisms, and
Hey, Mick.
They're exorcisms that have happened. Some have had films based on them, some haven't. But Annalise Michael, perhaps one of the most terrifying exorcism cases in history, Annalise Michael's story went on to inspire the 2000 film The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Michael, a young German woman, had struggled from an early age with mental illness. Diagnosed with epileptic psychosis, she also experienced depression and visual and auditory hallucinations, for which she was hospitalized. With time, her symptoms intensified, growing to include an aversion towards religious iconography. Though she and her Catholic family had attributed her condition to a demonic possession, and beginning at 22, she underwent an intense 10 months of Catholic exorcism rites. Nearly 70 exorcisms were performed in secrecy under the order of the Church. In July of 1976, Michael passed away. An autopsy declared her death was a result of an emaciation, malnutrition, and starvation at the hands of her priests and her family, who had, during the exorcisms, discontinued consultations with doctors. The family and priests involved were investigated, charged with negligent homicide, and found guilty of manslaughter, serving 6 months in jail and 3 years probation.
That's your first one. Sorry, members, I know you've already heard this, but there's only the 9 we're telling. Merry Christmas, everybody. Is that Auckland? Eckland. I pronounced it Auckland on members, so you might get proper pronunciation now. John sat next to Anna Eckland, often said to include speaking in tongue and strange guttural voices, levitating and clinging to bedroom walls, disturbed thoughts and revulsion of holy objects and sacred spaces. Auckland possessions spanned several decades, beginning in 1912, when she was just 14 years old. Her case was so well known that it served for the basis for a Time profile of the priest in charge of her exorcism, Father Theophilus Resinger. Anne's demonic possession was reportedly the result of a curse put on the devout Catholic in 1908 by her caretakers, her father and her aunt Mina. Mina was widely believed to be the lover of Anne's father, as well as a witch who used spelled herbs in Auckland's food to put her under the demon's spell. Father Carl Vogel penned an account of Anne's possessions in a pamphlet published in 1936 called Begone Satan, a soul-stirring account of diabolical possessions in Iowa. The first exorcism performed on Auckland in 1912 was successful for a time, but Auckland would be possessed again by even more demons in 1928. Her second exorcism, which lasted 3 seasons, was held at a convent in Erling, Iowa, and was so grueling it resulted in the deterioration of Auckland's body. The demons were eventually exorcised, and Auckland went to live her life with only the milder possessions after. Ooh.
Okay.
Marketing.
Smell's poltergeist. Unlike many other well-known cases of demonic possession, the Smell family claimed it was not a person who was possessed. Instead, they claimed their West Pittston, Pennsylvania double-block home had been taken over by a poltergeist. The Smell family case was both highly publicized and heavily scrutinized, discredited by paranormal professionals and clergy who claimed on several occasions that nothing unusual was happening at the residence. However, paranormal investigators and demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren claimed the house was occupied by a very powerful demon, performing several exorcisms on the home to rid it of the dark shadow they saw. The unsuccessful exorcism was done in an attempt to stop the demon's alleged attacks on the family, which included loud banging, foul-smelling odors, shaking mattresses, physical and sexual assaults on one member of the family, others being pushed downstairs, and even their dog being thrown into a wall. In 1986, after publishing a book about their experiences, the family claimed intense prayer had helped return things to normal, although the family matriarch said there were still odd occurrences in 1987.
That up on the wall there, the star, it's got the spirit, the water, the fire, the earth,
All the elements.
air. It's just the elements going around it. That's what that one is. And them little cards there, Hercules put it, those little cards there are the ones that we do.
Xena cards.
The Xena card, yeah. That's what we could do. Could do a psychic night again. Who's up for a psychic night again? Where we can use playing cards and we can use all different. We can use the Xena cards and we can use different things. And we could try and put an object again in an envelope or wrap an object up. And let's see what you guys feel from it, and see whether you can pick up who and what's energy is attached to it, and see how close you get. I think that'll be a good night to do. So the next story we've got, says Andrew. The next story we've got is Roland Doe. In many ways, Auckland and Roland Doe, also known by another alias, Robbie Mannheim, had similar experiences with possession, including the fact that both were catalogued and published by priests. Doe's case became so notorious that it too was adapted into a film. His case was the inspiration for the 1973 horror classic, The Exorcist. After the passing of his aunt.
What's a hant?
Evening, Peter. After the passing of his aunt, the 13-year-old turned to a spirit board to commune with his beloved family member. Instead of inviting his aunt, Roland apparently invited something much more sinister. After the family became overwhelmed by weird occurrences, including odd noises, furniture moving by itself, and objects levitating when Roland was around, they reached out to their Lutheran pastor, who, after monitoring Roland's behavior, declared that he should see a Catholic priest. He did. During the resulting exorcism, the boy slashed the Catholic priest's arms with a bed spring, temporarily putting an end to any further action. The family then moved to St. Louis and saw 3 more priests who, with the permission of the Archbishop, carried out around 30 exorcisms on Roland in the psychiatric wing of the city hospital. Messages written on his skin, guttural voices, and extreme strength were noted in one priest's diary before the young boy was eventually freed of the malicious spirit with no memory of the incident. Don't cough on me, you COVID. You COVID germs.
David Berkovich, or son of Sam. One of America's most notorious serial killers claimed to have been possessed during his spree, blaming the demons for the murder of the 6 New York City residents. In the years between 1976 and 1977, Berkowitz would terrorize the residents of the city's 5 boroughs, murdering 6 and wounding 7. A violent spree he attributed to Papa Sam, a mysterious evil figure Berkowitz referenced in the letters he left at his crime scenes. After his capture, it was revealed that Sam was the dog of his neighbor, Sam Carr. Berkowitz claimed in his prison diaries that the animal was possessed by a 6,000-year-old man named Sam, an alcoholic who consumes human blood. Berkowitz also claimed that the spirit locked him in the attic and commanded him to kill through the dog. He told me to kill through his dog, and he usually does, David wrote in his diaries before revealing concern that he may one day evolve into a humanoid or demon in a more complete state. Although Berkowitz has gone back and forth, sometimes sticking with the possession story, sometimes recanting it, he to this day believes that his crimes were part of an epic struggle between God and the devil.
See, to me, that one sounds more like schizophrenia, the hearing voices, the talking like yo-yos put in. Wonder why they thought he was possessed and not diagnosed with multiple personality disorders. So yeah. The strange case of Michael Taylor. Unlike several other well-known cases of exorcism, Michael Taylor's did not end in a return to normalcy. After Christine Taylor accused her increasingly erratic and socially distant husband of adultery with their church group leader during a meeting, Taylor lashed out at both his wife and his alleged mistress. In a short time, his terrifying behaviour increased in frequency and intensity, and it was decided that Michael would be seen by priests. Following a full night of exhaustive exorcism sessions, the priest claimed they had pulled upwards of 40 demons from Taylor. Couldn't get it. But several remained inside him. When they sent him home, upon his return, he violently murdered his wife and strangled the family poodle to death. He was picked up by police after wandering the neighbourhood streets soaked in blood.
Ricky was it was the dog's fault for sure. Well, you know, if Lindsay trumps, she blames Fifi. So it's just a normal thing to blame the dog, isn't it?
I can't do it now, though, because she's downstairs.
No, she kicks her out.
Clara
Jemana Seal.
That's what I pronounced it as. Or Sally.
The case of Clara Jemana Seal takes us all the way to a mission school in Mzinto, South Africa. The 16-year-old student was allegedly possessed in the late summer of 1906 after making a pact with the devil. As word about the pact reached one of the school priests, Clara's behaviour began to become more erratic and intensified rapidly, with witnesses claiming that the young girl developed a strong aversion to holy objects, tore at her clothes, talked to things that weren't visible, and growled like an animal. She also gained knowledge of other languages, supposedly levitated up to 5 feet off the ground, exhibited superhuman strength, and relayed personal information about others she shouldn't have been able to know, all trademarks of possession. 2 priests performed an exorcism that lasted more than a day, but another became necessary in January of 1907 after the girl admitted that she had made yet another pact with the devil. Another exorcism was allegedly performed, this time lasting 2 days before she was freed of the demon.
Dr. Richard Gallagher and Julia. The possession case is the most recent on the list, occurring less than 10 years ago in 2008. A board-certified psychiatrist and a teacher at both Columbia University and New York Medical College, Richard E. Gallagher declared that his patient, known only as Julia, had experienced possession. Described as a charming and engaging woman, Julia was the queen of a satanic cult. After feeling convinced she was being attacked by a demon, Julia reached out to the local priest, who in turn reached out to Gallagher to put the woman through a psychiatric treatment. But Gallagher ruled out mental illness after seeing his patient enter trance-like states and finding items flying off the shelves in his office.
Hey,
Julia speaking in tongue and sharing details about his life that she couldn't know. One event that sealed the deal for the Yale-educated medical professional was when, during a phone call with Julia's priest, he heard one of the demonic voices that had come from her mouth, except she was nowhere near the phone. Julia was eventually exorcised. Another sheet?
No.
Julie was eventually exorcised, a process during which she allegedly spewed threats, levitated, exhibited super strength, and changed the temperature of the room. The Ant Hill kids. Never heard of them. Wow, they were brutal and horrible. Oh, I'll have a look on this screen, on other screen. Sort it me out. What are you doing? Thought we're going on this one.
We are. But you have to open a new window.
You're 3D printing poop.
Well, that's just a bit weird. There you go.
You're doing a 3D printing a poop emoji to sit on my mantelpiece. I've got to cheat. I've got to look like I know what I'm talking about. And L kids.
So Carolyn Perron and the Perron family. Adapted for the big screen in the hugely successful Hollywood horror hit The Conjuring, this possession is the epitome of a real-life horror story. Soon after the Perron family moved into their dream house in a quaint Rhode Island neighborhood in 1970, the haunting began. The large family immediately began to experience odd and terrifying happenings, from some things as small as odd sounds to those as terrifying as family members being pulled from their beds. On a number of occasions, the ghost of a woman who hanged herself on the property appeared. She particularly abhorred the Perron matriarch, harassing and eventually possessing her. The paranormal investigative duo, Ed and Lorraine Warren, were brought in after evaluating the Perron situation, declared that there had been quite a few insidious things that had occurred in the home and around the property that cast a dark cloud over the entire place. Attempts to exorcise a malevolent spirit from the home failed, and the family endured its torment until 1980, when they fled to Georgia.
Wow. I mean, this is horrendous. This one. It was a cult leader, and he was called Roach Theriault, and he was a doomsday cult leader. Roach, I think it's Theriault or Theriault, I don't know, wanted to ensure his believers a place in heaven following what he believed was the imminent end of the world. So this is more of a cult than, isn't it, this one? The outside world, the Untitled kids, were just another commune of hippies who supported themselves through self-sufficiency and baking in idyllic Canadian wilderness. But the chilling reality of life inside the doomsday cult, led by Theriault, was far more sinister. Members were forced to break their own legs with sledgehammers, and children with sledgehammers, and children being nailed to trees. I'm not going to read any more because I think it's quite upsetting, that one. And
what years did it all take place in?
Well, he was born in 1974.
So it's recent.
Wow.
47.
1947. I got numbers wrong way around. Do we know? Does anybody?
Mid-70s it took place.
Oh, by the mid-70s, Rock became convinced he was the people's saviour, the only one that could keep them safe in a war between good and evil that would lead to the end of the world. Wow. Honestly, that one's one. If you like reading on your cults, this is definitely one. Want to have a read of. I think there were survivors. He fathered more than 20 children with 9 mothers.
And married every female member of the cult.
Wow. What's everybody's thing on cults? What are your...
I like the cult.
Yeah.
The band.
The band.
Can we get on with ChitChat?
Yeah, sorry, I was reading.
No.
That's Hercules. Found out from my mum that my older sister, my Uncle Robert, and my mum are laying my uncle to rest. Pierce Bros, Westwood Village Memorial Park today. No vet service whatsoever. My hubs and I weren't even invited to join them. I can't believe how someone can be so selfish. Rest in peace. Sending you so much love, Laura.
He'll know, Laura.
He'll know what's going on. I always say that, you know, as loved ones know what's going off after they've passed. Because when they come through and they start giving you messages, they'll say things that were going off around that time. And it's just their way of validating that they knew. Obviously, there's not a lot they can do, but they can put the healing arms around you.
I know a few people like
that. Cults worry me. They prey on people at their lowest.
I know a few people like that.
Yeah, we do.
No.
Don't know why all cults about led by sex obsessed nutters who think they're messiahs. Yeah, but they are. But you know they are. But we were talking earlier when we were members, and we were talking about like religion, and in no way is this disrespectful to anybody's religion, but who's to blame for like these people that are getting the children and the sisters and their aunties and the mothers exorcised for demons because it's their faith, because the parents, that's how their parents brought them up, and their parents before them and their parents before them, so they've only brought their kids up in the way that they've been brought up in that religion. So where does the blame come in? Because it's easy to blame them when that's part of that religion that they're involved in. Do you know, it's really it's really just mind blowing. And like I said, we did go into a lot more detail when we were all talking about it, but yeah, it's it really is. I wish I had an organised as you. Yeah, never heard of them, but crazy stuff. Definitely crazy stuff. I think any fanatic is dangerous, whatever their belief. Definitely. I mean, again though, why I just don't, just beyond me how, but they must get people at the lowest ebb, the lowest ever. Or like when it's 70s, it was more to do with flower power and having not being ruled by your parents kind of thing.
So I'm going to say something nuts, okay?
Go on then.
Go on then, Incubus.
Brainwashing. Do you know, it is, but again, Carol, where does it come from? Because it's not the parents' fault that their parents brought them up that way. Do you know? It's is it down to society? Is it down to the government? Is it down to, where can the blame be passed to? You know, because the government allows the churches, but then the churches will say we're not run by government. Do you know, it's crazy. The other card you gave me asked my daughter and daughter-in-laws. Yes, one is 3 months late.
So looking like I will
and
be
again
getting
another grandchild. Oh, Lisa. You'll have to keep me in the loop. You know how people say people of power drink children's blood? Yes. Power drink children's blood? Yes. I've heard that. Can't believe 1 to 3 months late.
You were saying definitely not, Lisa.
You did. You said no more.
Not a prayer, you went.
No more. That's amazing. I love it when you get the validations from your cards. There's a video of Joe Biden and a 12 to 13-year-old kid handing him something. It looks like a damn vial of blood. Really? Wow. Is that on internet? They've been trying for 2 years. Oh, wow. Bless. Well, that's amazing news, Lisa, if it is. And yeah, just let me know how everything goes. And yeah, but it's a blessing from heaven. That's awful. That drink looks like a damn vial of blood. I'll try and find it and send it to you. Cheers, Hercubase. Yeah, I can have a little look then, and then John can shout at me again for ignoring chat.
We can look at it after.
I know. Look how red I'm going in face. This is how hot this bedroom is. It's right hot.
It's freezing.
It isn't. It's right hot. We're freezing earlier on. Like window wide open. And I said, members, he's going to come upstairs and just start moaning at me for having bedroom window real balmy. She had said nothing because she said, oh, bless her. Well, this one went cards and it did say that it was going to be I'm sure it said there was something to do with summer, if I can remember rightly. I don't know whether I said it was going to be a summer baby. But yeah, I think cults date back to the beginning. Definitely, Charles. definitely cults do date back to the beginning. And it's amazing how different people look at them, isn't it, with cults? And it's yeah. What's everybody's take on exorcisms then? What's everybody's take on exorcisms? Do some of you
demons?
yeah.
Do you believe the demon can possess
Can
somebody?
yeah. What do you think possesses somebody?
I mean, if demons exist, I will say it's possible to possess some people, because I do believe that mediums channel spirit, which is a form of possession.
It says they can attach to any object. You know, when we were reading that earlier on, it said that they can attach to any object, so it can be an inanimate object that they can go on, hook up to. I look like a Mohican.
Last of the Mohicans.
I've never watched that film.
I am.
Grey bits coming through though.
Look at grey bits coming through on mine.
I know. Funny how cult is spelled very much like another word, but without the end. I know, waiting for one to come and say that. But yeah, it says that. I mean, in some cases, I think it is down to mental health, and I do think that it's right in what we read with a lot of cases that there had been some form of abuse as when they were younger. And I think sometimes if a child or somebody goes through that much abuse, it doesn't matter whether it's child, anybody that goes through that much abuse will put will cause, like,
sorry guys,
you have somebody that like fronts, go on, like a protector to yourself, don't you? So you can become like two different people. So when everything's happening, your mind's you're in like another mind space kind of thing. Fred Batt is a demonologist, and he said he has exercised in the past. Really, Andrew? Wow.
I have, but not for about 5 years.
What?
An exercise. And showing now.
Exactly, Carol. PTSD come up as one as well. Very strange. Again, I believe they can attach themselves to objects that were picked up on today. I don't believe in the Bible, so I'm not 100% convinced. You don't have to believe in the Bible. For me, I don't. I believe that there is a God and goddess. I don't believe that there is. I think Jesus would have been a cult leader himself, and I'm sorry if I upset anybody. It's just that's my personal belief.
I don't believe he was a cult leader. I think he was just a hippie.
No, I mean, apparently it was saying in that stuff that I read today, it was saying that, but I've always said that I think that he was some form of cult leader. But I do believe that there is a God. And to believe there's in a God, you've got to believe that there is something negative, because not everything's good. But I think,
yin and yang.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's just really weird. I mean, I always say that this is hell where we are now. You don't go any lower.
Sheffield.
Yeah. You don't go any lower. This is hell where we're living, because we've got so much shit goes off and upset and everything else in this lifetime, that I believe that this is hell, but this is where we make his own choices. And obviously some people choose to go down the wrong path, some people choose to go down the right path, but we all make mistakes, but some learn by them and some don't. And then I think when we do pass over, I think again you go to different levels. I think there's different places that we go to, because we've still got learning to do when we go to the other side. Hey, Nikki, I had a voice with my PTSD, and I'm not crazy, just honest. I know that, Claire. I know that, sweet. But PTSD can do some can mess your head up quite a lot. I mean, to be honest, I don't think I've personally known anybody. But I mean, I know you've suffered with PTSD, but bar from you, I've not known anybody to an extreme. I've spoke to people, but I've never personally known them. Just been diagnosed with PTSD and severe anxiety. Really, Nikki? Oh, bless you. Well, you make sure you look after yourself. Is the Dybbuk box holding demons or a demon? Is it really evil?
I don't believe in Dybbuk boxes.
Well, what did it? Who can remember? Dybbuk box come up, but the Dybbuk meaning. The Dybbuk meaning doesn't mean but it doesn't mean a demon. It doesn't Dybbuk doesn't mean demonic. I forgot what it said now. Where's all them papers gone? Do you know?
On that Jewish bit.
I went to church, Jules. It would have been on that Jewish bit somewhere, I think, and it says something about Dybbuk. There we go. It's a clingy spirit. That's what a Dybbuk is. A clingy spirit. Read it right, Anta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dybbuk.
So a Dybbuk.
A clinging spirit.
Yeah, it just means a clinging spirit. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the Dybbuk boxes aren't real, in a sense. Somebody might have made one and put a few bits and pieces in and called it a Dybbuk box, but the word actual Dybbuk just means a clingy spirit. So to me, any spirit could be clingy. That's good, Nikki, my lovely. Do you still have it, soldier? What soldier? What the chair came from an old lady clearance after she died. It was only a month old. I think, have you told us about that soldier before? I'm sure you've mentioned that when we've been talking. Church of England Infant and Junior School religion. I've always been a rebel. I think a lot of them do. That makes sense then. I think it does, John. I think it does. When I read that this afternoon, I mean, it's first time that I've read anything really on Dybbuk because I'm not a believer in them. But to look up the word and have it actually explain to you what it means, it just opens a whole new different outlook, doesn't it? A different take on how people do things and name things. Take care, Nikki, my lovely. But yeah, it's like it is just crazy. It's crazy. But this is where people, like you say, somebody comes up with an idea and thinks it's a good idea, and it's like onto dolls and everything else. They started from somewhere. Yes, I believe that some do have a clingy spirit to them, but it don't make them a Dybbuk. Possibly I was looking for answers when I very first came on here. I may have mentioned that. I think you did, soldier. I think you did mention that. Any other questions have we got? Anybody else got anything or another topic that you want to quickly talk about? Happy talky, happy talk. Talk about things you like to do. You don't like to do anything, do you?
Don't I? Don't like to do anything at all. Nothing.
Happy talky, happy talk. Oh, I'm joking.
You're happy to talk. We know that. Just not to
I
me.
was born to talk.
Happy to talk to people on phone.
John come downstairs and I mean, obviously he's been up here doing some work and stuff. I've been downstairs and he come downstairs and we're on phone to Kev, and John says to me, do you know, he says, you've just spoke.
No, I came back upstairs about an hour. When I came back downstairs and she's still on phone. I came back upstairs about another half an hour. And I came downstairs and she's still on phone.
Listen, me and Kev were having a really good conversation. And yes, it were really good. Just sent it to Lindsay. Thank you very much.
Just look at it after you.
I like to print.
Have we ever seen a spirit? Have you ever seen a spirit?
Well, we have. We've caught spirits. We've caught the energy.
I've seen things that I think could be spirit. I'm not sure. I've never seen anything that clearly with my own eyes.
Only what we've caught.
I know what we've caught. Yeah, but we've seen.
But you've seen things with cornea eye and stuff like that. Yeah.
but I've never been laid in bed one night and seen a spirit stood in front of me or anything like that.
No, I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever witnessed.
Although I remember somebody years and years ago, they were in bed, this bloke and his wife, and I think it was his mum that had passed, and they were both saying they felt somebody sit on end of bed, and they looked and they both saw her sat there.
Yeah.
But again, I didn't see it. It's just what I've been told.
The monks were proof to me. Well, there were the monks. There was the camera being hit in the woods when John were there on his own. That were definitely paranormal. We couldn't explain that. You too, Amelia, my lovely. That were definitely unexplainable when camera got hit. There was the other one where we was Scotty on. Where were we? Went Bear got pulled backwards. Stocksbridge bypass. The Wren Bear, literally, you could see it get pulled back into grass slightly. That were an interesting one. We caught the image of the man running in the rain behind the tree. We caught the image of a figure, a misty figure, but you can actually see the figure. You can see the legs running. We can see that. We caught the dark shadow. When you were on your own.
Andrew seen his mum sat on the edge of bed smiling at him.
Yeah. But you know, Andrew, I think when we're ready, as loved ones will show themselves to us, but they'll know when we're ready or not. It's same as when you sometimes can go to these, when you go to like a spiritualist church and everybody gets a reading by you, and some people can be like, I'm gutted because I didn't get a reading. You've got a reading because there'll have been something that got said that you could take away. And watching other people have readings is amazing in itself. But that time, you're just not ready to receive the message that you might think you are, but you're not. It's like John with your granddad, isn't it? Like John said, he says he'd love to have communication with his granddad. But on the other hand, John, you said that it would upset you to see him. So if his granddad thought that it was going to upset him to see him, he's not going to come and show himself, even to give him peace of mind, because it's that upset. So,
on about seeing spirit, we were on about this other week, and I said to Lindsay, so me and Lindsay are in car, we're driving down the road, and I look and I see somebody walking down side of the road. Now, every person I see, I don't say to Lindsay, can you see that person there? I don't know if it's a spirit or it's an actual person. It could be either. You know, you really don't know. Just because you see people.
It took me a minute to get my head around that. I'm like, what you on about? I'll have seen that person as well. Do you know? And it and then it finally sunk in. My dad's seen a spirit. We had loads of stuff happening at our family. I remember you telling me, Claire, Dad was a non-believer until he saw Mum walking across the landing. Only it wasn't her; she was in the kitchen. I remember that. I remember you talking about that, Claire. That's interesting.
I love going to spiritual church.
Amazing. After Christmas, that's when we're going to start going again. Joel's just going to get Christmas and New Year out of the way. I see my grandma mooring a lot, but the most frightening one was when I saw her head coming up the stairs. Oh, bless you, Amelia. Just never be scared. Never be scared. They're not here to hurt you. I saw my nan. She was standing in the hallway. I love listening to other people get readings in the spiritual church. I just think, I think it's just so... especially when it's people that they're reading for that they don't know, they ain't got a clue. It's into. I mean, we used to go to a spiritualist church, and the only thing that we didn't like about it was it tended to get a little bit cliquey, and they sort of like read for the same people. So it unbalanced. We didn't go to that one. Which did we after that? But but we have been to some, and they're just amazing to go to. I wish my mum happy birthday, and the smoke alarm gave off one single ping. Wow. See, again, that's a brilliant. To me, it's them kind of signs you're looking for. You're not looking just for feathers, a feather from heaven, or you're not looking for just pennies. You're looking for things that wouldn't normally happen. Yeah. Do you mind a tag a tag along to a spiritual church. Oh, no, Claire, of course you can come with us anytime. I want to know where the spiritual church is. I miss not going to my one in London. It's like they're in Chesterfield. We've got a few in Sheffield, and then we've got some in Chesterfield. So I think we're going to do works, aren't we? We'll go to them all and see which one we feel comfy at, and then stick with that one.
We need to me, those who don't get recognised.
My nan would say, don't be scared of the dead, it's the living. And you know what, Anne? That's 100% correct. The living will hurt you a hell of a lot more than what somebody past would do. And especially if they loved ones are just there to, they just come around you just to validate that they're there, just to let you know that their energies will always be with you. I know I harp on about the monks, but that was my first undeniable, 100% genuine ghost. So it made a massive impression on me. Definitely. I remember Soldier. I remember you and it wasn't that you didn't believe in it, but you just needed to see something with your own eyes. Yeah. And that's what I enjoyed. Soldier messaged us afterwards, and there's not just Soldier, that we've had quite a few messages coming in and saying how much the way we investigate and the way we work in general, they enjoy that. Well, obviously you enjoy it. You watch as you're part of that investigation, but it's nice to hear that you do enjoy it. And like Soldier said, everybody watches a lot of different paranormal stuff. But when somebody gets in touch with you and says, do you know what, you're genuine, you're this, you're that, and it's amazing, because we would never ever go on an investigation and do anything to discredit ourselves. We've got, do you know what I mean? It's just not worth. Laura, it's just not worth getting a bad reputation over doing something so stupid. Do you know? It's just silly. But I enjoy the way we investigate. I think we do need to spice it up a little bit when we're investigating. Not much, but just like, I don't know, use different pieces of equipment a little bit longer. Maybe do some quieter spots where we're just listening out and not talking every 2 minutes, or we haven't got an app on it background, and just look at changing the little things, but not changing anything drastically, because it's always worked the way we do it, hasn't it? And as some as you know, those that have watched us and have been with us for as long as we've been live, there's been nights we go out and we get absolutely nothing. We don't even get an inkling. But then on the occasions when we do get something, it just validates it. Don't know if I've seen the monks. Is it on your page? It is. And I think I've shared it on YouTube. I'll find it, your Incubus, and I'll send it you. I'll send it to have a look at. You just have to, you see John doing vortex, but then you see this strange mist coming. Have we got it on? Can we put it on?
I don't think it's on this computer. I can have a look.
You have to look on that one. You see this strange mist coming across the screen that way, and then next minute you just see, and you can see the shadows on the wall, and you just see them going, but they're walking and they've got their heads down and they've got the hands like that, and you actually see it goes 1, 2, 3. I don't know if there's 3 or 4, but it is absolutely fantastic. It was just awesome. I was sat in chair and Claire was sat on grass at side of me, and John were doing vortex, and there's actually a picture in the cemetery in the graveyard. Is this it? There's actually a picture in the cemetery. Look at colour of my hair there. There's a picture in the cemetery, and it shows you. We didn't see it till afterwards, and it shows you a picture of these monks. It is bloody awesome. It's fantastic.
It's just gathering in one big smoke thing. That's it.
Is this it?
Yeah, but I need the clip really, because I can't remember exactly.
No, I know. It's when I put light on. It's where the light goes on, because the light's on because you can see the shadows go on the wall.
One of the monks.
So you'd have to put the light on when light goes on. So it's somewhere around here, look. You'll see mist start going funny round here, and then next minute you just see shadows shoot.
You said princess earlier. Who was you referring to?
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Right, so mist starting to form here, look.
You tell me who you was referring to as a princess.
There we go, look, it's coming up funny. That light normally might have gone, and then in a minute you'll just start seeing them walk past.
Can you tell me what colour that you can see in the
There we go.
circle?
There.
So, 114.
So take it back
Tell
to
me
there.
who you was referring to as a princess.
And what we'll do is John will put the cursor on screen to show you, so you can see them, but you actually see the shadow on the back wall. It's amazing, honestly. I follow you because of the honesty behind your investigations. I've seen too many fakes. Thank you, Soldier. Thank you, John. That's why I like your channel, 100% legitimate. Thank you. Really means a lot to us because, like I say, it's something that we would never lie. We're too passionate about it.
You can see in the circle.
Right.
There you go.
Can you see him walking then on back? Rewind it again a minute.
It's only quick.
It's only very quick. So what you'll see, you see a funny mist going up from around John.
There.
Can you see him?
One, second one. Third one.
Can you tell me the colour?
Can you see it, Hercubus?
The colour of the smoke that's in the circle where John's sitting.
He's not too bad, Kelly, my lovely. Yeah, because there's that flash of light as well, isn't there?
In the circle.
Just do it one more time, and then it amazes me every time we watch it.
Can you tell me what?
See 3 dark shadows.
Yeah.
There you go,
1,
next first one.
2, 3.
2, 3.
Can you tell me the colour?
3 dark shadows walk across like.
That was just brilliant. That catch we got that night. We didn't see it in that moment. The ball of energy first. Yeah, ball of energy. I mean, on the clip you see ball of energy. But what I'll try and do is I'll still send it you, Hercubus. I'll still send you a clip. And then you'll be able to watch it then in a slow motion or whatever. What you doing here?
You just got it on Facebook, so alright.
Why are we watching me?
Oh,
Where have you put us? We're there. Honestly, that was an amazing catch. What else have we got?
see, they're not clips.
No,
They're full.
they're full things, aren't they? We need you. What you'll have to do, you'll have to put clips on, and then we'll have to do what we'll do is what I'll get John to do is I will get him to put all clips together and just put a video on of all the clips together of all experiences we've had. I think that might be the best bit, to do like a compilation video. There was a black mass when John was investigating by himself. That was cool too. Yeah, there were Hercubus. He actually caught that twice, didn't we? We saw the mist rising with our own eyes, but not the monks. We did, Claire. We did, because we were like, "Wait, that's a bit strange," because it were coming away from John. It wasn't in the thing, was it? It were amazing. It will be good to go back, and I think we will do, but it'll probably be in New Year when we go back. I think we've been back a few times after that, but we've never caught them. We've never caught it again. So yeah, maybe looking at time that we did catch them. Excuse me. Maybe looking at time we'd get under Fifi. Maybe looking at the time we did catch him. We might go back and try and get in that position again at round about that time and see whether we can catch him again. I mean, it's just amazing. We might even catch him at the different at the side where they walk to. You know. Do you remember day or time? I don't. Yo. I'm shocking. The mist went towards the ball of energy. It did. Have you ever felt frightened, scared on an investigation? John hasn't. I have. There's been a couple of times when we've been at a certain location and I just get a gut feeling, and my gut feeling says, don't go that and don't go that way, or be careful as you're coming up to a certain area, and I'll feel it in my gut. If I get that stronger sense, I'll say to John, I'm not going that way, or I'll say I'm going to go back to the car. So then I don't spoil the investigation. I'm not jumping around like a loon. I just remove myself from where I feel uncomfortable. Sometimes I just go back to the car genuinely because my back is hurting and different things. But if I've got that gut feeling, I'll always listen to my gut when we come out on investigation. So yeah, I feel a little bit more intimidated when we're in woods, but I like to be able to see, and especially in woods, you're walking around and you've got the animals that are cracking twigs. If you hear voices in a distance, it always puts you about, because a lot of people don't like the paranormal or just take the piss out of the paranormal. So when you're out, if it's a group of kids that's walking past, you're ready for them throwing stones or playing practice. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I can get unnerved when there's other people about. But yeah, the good ones, if it's a ritual, it would be normal for monks to pray at the same time and follow a ritual, I would think, definitely. The time was between 11 and midnight. If we have a look back on live, it should tell us time, shouldn't it?
Well, for
when for time we were live to and from, and then we can try and work out what time roughly it would have been round. I think it's good feeling. You just know what your body's saying. You do, John P. Definitely, John. Definitely, 100%. Everybody should listen to the gut feeling. Your heart and your head will always tell lies, because it'll never make that correct decision for you. But if your gut feeling tells you something, then you need to listen. I certainly have. I got that feeling at the Mill Museum when we caught the shadow run across on edge all night and really jumpy. Yeah, but we could feel the energy there, Claire. We were feeling it when we come off path and we went to the top. We were hearing things to the side of us. So when we come back down onto that little bit and we were filming there, it did have that not uneasy enough for you to go, but it did have that uneasy felt. How about if there are teenagers about play Solomon really loud? I don't like the Solomon app, but yeah, I might do if they're about.
I don't particularly like the Solomon app, but it's not because it's creepy. I just don't like it that it's meant to be, and I don't understand that prayer backwards. I really don't understand.
No, it's just it for me. Certain apps that I don't know. Certain apps that are out there that people use, such as like Solomon. For me, it's again, and I hate to keep saying it, but it's entertainment. It's you're hearing a demonic, negative voice coming through.
Sounding voice. Yeah. It's not even a demonic voice.
No, it's not. It's the sounding of it. And then you've got Lord's Prayer going back, being told backwards.
You get forwards and backwards, I think.
For me, that's that. In that mind frame, you'll be thinking, "Oh my God, what's going to come in? Something negative," because it's already programming you to listen to the negative.
That's what it's supposed to be for. It's just for that effect. We're going to something's going to happen. Something.
And it's not. It's
something evil.
There's nothing. Yeah. And I think that's why a lot of people, when they're out on investigation and they use things like Solomon and like some other apps that are out there,
do that other
it's all negative.
We used it a few times, and then
everybody else started getting same responses. It
No,
was really
we were
good.
getting the same responses time after time.
Yeah.
And same things were coming out.
But when we
It were
first used
something like
it,
dead voice or something we're called.
but when we first used it, it was brilliant. It gave
Well, we thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, it was giving actual responses. And then we put it on again on next time we went out, and it was just responding the same.
Exactly.
And we just said then, no, we're not using it. So there's certain ones we won't use. Necro and Spiritus are my fave because they are, full words in the bank. Yeah, I like Spiritus, I like Necro, and what's the other one I like?
Quantum Box.
Quantum Box.
I like Dead Wave as well.
Box.
Dead Wave.
Oh yeah, Dead Wave's exactly the same. I agree. Not to use during invest just to scare the teenagers. Carol, you mean?
More like it.
Oh dear. But yeah, I hope you're well, Sam. This is so cool, Andrew. One of my nephews, Rick, just died in his sleep last Friday. 6 years old, one of my favourite guys in the whole world. I hope and pray that I get a visit from him sometime. He may come in your dreams to start with, Laura. If you start seeing him in your dreams, that is a visitation. But they just find it easy.
Have you ever had the spirit say if heaven, hell, purgatory is real or the lie?
We did.
We did.
We did. Can you remember once? And we were with Chelsea, and we were at that place in Doncaster, I think it was, and we were stood talking at Gatehouse, and that energy come through.
And we were talking about heaven, and it said something like, it's real.
It's real. And then we said a couple of other things, and it was as though it had said too much, and it just stopped, didn't it? And it was like it had answered, it answered questions for us that it shouldn't have answered. It was like the spirit shouldn't have answered them questions. That's okay, just tell the world.
I didn't say I was going for number 2, did I?
We'll be timing you to see now. So yeah, we have it, and it's really interesting. When it on that part at night when it happened as well, the questions that we were asking, the relevancy that were coming back. We even asked about the different levels in heaven. That when we go, we have to. Do we go to a certain level? Do we start at different ones? And it were coming out with such relevant information. It were yeah. It were uncanny, Chris. It really were. I mean, we need to go back there. We've only been there once, but we do need to go back and do that one again because it were nice. I forgot what it were. It were like this big, massive mansion house, castle. It weren't a castle, but I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, it were an amazing place to go around. I'm also looking to book the Sheffield Fire Museum after Christmas in February. The fire and ambulance and fire and police museum in Sheffield. When John heard the words, "There is a God." Yes, there were that one as well. There is a God. I'm good packing to go on holiday. For holiday home for Christmas. Right besides a historic military base. It's going to be cool. Oh, Sam, I hope you're going to do plenty of filming, and I hope you're going to go live if you can while you're away for your 7 days. Be nice to see you and show us around. That'd be good. But yeah, so yeah, we've had a couple of things, aren't we, coming out where it's told us some good stuff. But we are both looking forward to going back out, aren't we? And getting some investigations started up. And like I say, up till I think it's going to be, it'll probably be after Christmas, maybe New Year, that we actually go back out once we've got his results for scans and everything to make sure everything's okay. So yeah. So guys, we're going to love you and leave you because I think I did nearly 2 hours on members earlier.
Did you?
Yeah, my voice were going. So we
You're
are
talking today, you.
I have. So yeah. So if anybody is in Chesterfield tomorrow, feel free to come and find us. We'll be walking around somewhere from about 12 o'clock onwards. So yeah, I think John just got internet back on. before it goes off again, Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. But we're going to see you before Christmas Eve. So,
yeah, soldiers, she went on
sure.
a tea time.
Until I get back. There's no internet. Oh, bless you. No worries, Sam. Can't wait to see videos, and I can't wait to see the one that you're going to put up. Hurry up and put that funny one on. I've been waiting. Yeah, on members. I did a long talk on exorcisms and stuff. It were really interesting. It were a good one. So have a good evening, everybody. And for those that we might not see before Christmas, have a great Christmas, and we'll see you in between to wish you.
Just give me 10 minutes, Dave. Just make a cup of tea.
Yeah, and I think John's going on his gaming channel in about half an hour-ish. I think maybe.
We'll see.
So if you're on YouTube and you've got nothing to do, come and join him on his gaming channel.
It's just a chat, basically.
Yeah, it's a chat, and then John's just playing game while he's chatting with everybody. He's on game. So yeah, so take care, everybody. Thank you so much for those that sent stars. Thank you for sending the super chats. It really does mean a lot to us, and it does help us to.
It were there other day. There were one there other day, Jules.
What?
And outside Cheese Factory, bottom shouting Panda Bag.
Oh, they were, yeah. Panda Bag.
They weren't shouting Panda Bag, but we were shouting something. They've got a table set up outside Cheese Factory. And they were shouting something.
Panda Bag. No idea what the channel name is.
It's called Old Men Gaming.
Old Men Gaming.
YouTube.
I'll send you a link, Kirkibis, because you might not find it. I don't know whether they'll find it yet.
No, there's only 2 videos.
So yeah, I've shared link on Facebook page, but I'll send you a link in. If anybody wants it, message me, and I'll send you a link for him. So yeah. So right, take care, my lovelies. Sweet dreams, and we shall see you later. Mwah. Love you all.
Take care.
All right, guys. Bye.